I'll probably upload this way later, but I'm making a video about this game that screwed up my whole Nintendo. It makes it so no game will boot right anymore, and this was working perfectly just the other day. Look, you can't even read the names. I've never seen anything like this. And if you go to the screen, it freezes. I got this game online, and it took an hour, and I still couldn't get it to boot. Yeah, it boots now in the up position, but I had to clean the crap out of it, and it still had scrambled screens. And then I got to stage 3, and it froze. So this is probably the last time I'm gonna have this copy, because I found another game at the local game store, and it works just fine. Now watch, after I put that in, this game won't boot. Oh, the screen's all screwed up. And it takes forever to get it to start working right again. I'm going to try to get it to work and show a clip of the game working good, pull it out, put another game in, show it working good, put that game in, then show that I can't boot either both of them. Here's this. It's working fine now. I had to jiggle it around a little bit. Just make sure it'll still... Okay, now this Ninja Gaiden game really messed up pinball, and I haven't been able to get it working since. Let's see if Zelda got fixed. Yeah, now it's unglitched too, and working in the up position. I put in there a piece of shit because I was just trying to boot it up after this glitch, and it deleted all my data, which had all the red suits, red ring, whatever, and everything unlocked and the whole game beaten. Now, look, perfect. There's no lines on the screen, nothing. And it doesn't freeze and going to the right. We'll try Kid Icarus. First try up position. Working pretty good. Just a few lines. Well, work down position. So go back to Zelda. And this doesn't have an issue with my pins because the pins are tight as hell. I have to use pliers to get the game out. These lines are an aftermath effect from that stupid Ninja Gaiden game. So, the worst we had was lines when we repaired it. Now we'll put the corrupted game in there. Yeah, there it is. And now the corrupted game doesn't work because if it was working, it's either it works and everything else doesn't work, or it doesn't work and everything else does work. This is the same problems I was having when I first played it. Ah, now that it's working, it's going to screw up everything else. Now, even though the screen is perfect, if I played this for probably 15 minutes, it would just crash on me, and this is one of the hardest games ever, and I was going to challenge myself to beat it. But what I got here, I know is too good to be true for $11. This was a ripoff because it doesn't work right. Okay, so now we infected the NES with this game's corruption. Which once you put it in there, it kind of has this loose feel. I had this Metroid game that would do that because somebody cleaned it with some kind of weird crap. Alright. I didn't play it long enough, so the corruption isn't as bad. We'll test out Zelda. See if it screwed that up. So 99% of the time, it is the console that is the problem why games won't boot. But this is a game that corrupts the console. It's bad contacts. And it screwed up Zelda once again. And it's still doing that free, so you know it's part of that game. This is why I'm returning this piece of crap. And I want to get my console working back to normal. You spend enough time and you'll get it back to the screen. You gotta have it run a few minutes to know what a normal game is. And I'd like to know why I had to be the one to buy this. It's like, I think there's either someone did a hardware mod inside there to screw up Nintendo's, or they cleaned it with something they're not supposed to, or there's something on it that goes onto the pins and messes that up, or they're bent kind of at an angle so the Nintendo gets used to reading it that way, and then when it sees a normal game it can't read it right. Everything messes up. So far I got Zelda going back to normal. Mario 3 better be working. Oh, yes! Wow, let's see. Pinball's still messed up. I'm guessing it is. Yep. Okay, I got all my stuff working because of booting the normal games longer. If you play this for 40 minutes or so, it'll take 40 more minutes to get your games back working, and I'm afraid if I keep this, play it too long, I'll never be able to boot all my other games, so I got another copy of it. This copy doesn't screw everything up, so I'm happy with this, and I'm going to return the item. Ah, now it doesn't want, it's used to this game being stupid, so it had a stupid screen there. Okay. Normal copy, supposedly. Where's my pliers? See, you literally have to pry the games out. See, Zelda's glitched up. I doubt it will be since this is a normal game use. Yeah, Zelda won't be glitched up. And it didn't delete my save date either, so it doesn't freeze when I go to the right. I've had similar things go on with this. Oh, first time because a normal game. similar things, like, but for other consoles. For the N64, this is a Game Shark issue, so it's somewhat normal, but still weird. There's a code called Cool Walls for Super Mario 64. And it can do one or two things. It'll three things actually. It could corrupt your Game Shark so all the codes are messed up, or it could simply make it so it'll never boot again, or it'll break your game, and so your game will never turn on. My friend had this. It's like a virus that got flashed to the game. He thought the game was shot. No matter what, it wouldn't work. Ever. And the only way I would fix it is using another N64. Actually, no. The original N64 that it was in, when you entered the code, you have to get a different Mario game that's uncorrupted, put it in there, boot it up. That'll reconfigure the N64 so that it knows that game is normal. You put that game back in and then it'll fix it. But I think you had to put a different Game Shark in and just use a few normal codes and everything will be booting fine. There's one last, see if Pinball got fixed completely. Nope. There we go. So if you have a tight connection NES and you put games in there and they're hard to get out, that's fine. But when you find a game that is kind of loose and it's easy to get out, like all of a sudden your pins become loose. These games are what mess up consoles. Like this one, someone used some kind of cleaner on it and it wore away the contacts, and when that hits the pins in there, it messes things up. And I'm just lucky that this is working as normal. I'm not going to put this game in. I'll have to use this one, which had a rattling noise, but I'll deal with it.